Hey there folks, Dude 2 Joe here on the Two Dudes, One Double Feature YouTube channel with Volume 2 of Dude 2's Pickups, where I sift through the physical media that I've picked up over the last couple of weeks. Just want to give a shout out to everyone who commented and responded so nicely to the first volume of Dude 2's Pickups. Greatly appreciate it. I will respond to your comments as soon as I can. But also thank you to Richard, as always, for editing these. I greatly appreciate that.
Funny you should mention editing, because you did promise me a nice big box of churros and a marmalade sandwich, and I haven't received any of those things, Joey. Where are they?
So without further ado, let's get started. I want to talk about some VHS tapes. After the release of Godzilla vs. Kong, I really wanted to get some Godzilla movies on VHS, so I reached out on a Facebook post on this Facebook group that I follow, and the first one, bam, this one's only fitting. King Kong vs. Godzilla, the two mightiest monsters of all time, as this tagline says. These guys just can't get along. But yeah, fun movie. This is sort of the cream of the crop in my opinion. This is Godzilla 1985. This is sort of the American version of The Return of Godzilla, if I'm not mistaken. This version, the American version, I don't think really has had like an official DVD or Blu-ray release. Yeah, this one actually has Raymond Burr, for those of you who remember the original American dub of Godzilla, referred to as Godzilla King of the Monsters. He makes an appearance in this, so this is sort of tied in with that. Yeah, it's a good time. My favorite of the 90s Godzilla movies, and one of my favorite just Godzilla movies, period, Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. Godzilla is back, and this time it's for good. Three-headed dragon, Godzilla, Godzilla before he was mutated, time travel. If I were to recommend like 5 Godzilla movies to people who've never seen Godzilla movies, this would make the cut. This is a lot of fun. Continuing the kaiju train, we're going to go to Blu-rays. Mothra trilogy. I've never seen these before, still haven't watched them yet, but I hope to check them out really soon, and I'm kind of excited. From SRS, this is War of the God Monsters. Look at this cover. Look at this cover. If you're like an 8-year-old boy, and if you're at like a Blockbuster in like the 90s or early 2000s, you would pick this up immediately. But I haven't watched it yet, but I can't wait to, honestly. I'm kind of like, oh man, this is gonna be interesting. So I also collect Criterion, as you guys know. On the last video, I talked about how I had an order, part of my order was back ordered by accident. So that's this movie, Sid and Nancy, Sid Vicious, and made by Alex Cox. And I love Gary Oldman, that's why I got this. And this is spine number 20, if you can see. Spine number 20. There you go. That took a little bit. I know. It's one of those. Next, I'm going to talk about a movie that I know a lot of people from my generation really enjoyed this movie, and I enjoyed it when I was a kid, and that is The Prince of Egypt. You know, like the Ten Commandments sort of thing. We're going to talk about it next year, so that's exciting. I'm very excited about that episode. So this year is the 20th anniversary of the Disney Movie Club. They got a lot of exclusive releases, like the Blu-rays for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the Mighty Joe Young remake, Old Yeller, and for their 20th anniversary, they put out this beauty of a set. The Best of Mickey with Fantasia 2000, and Celebrating Mickey, which was from Mickey's 90th birthday. This set is cool because Fantasia and Fantasia 2000 haven't had Blu-ray releases in, I want to say, about a decade in the United States. So getting this is actually really nice. And having all of these in one spot, I'm able to get rid of the Celebrating Mickey disc that I've had for a couple of years. I got this beautiful set, all this stuff in one really nice package. You know, the cover is the cover, but I like Mickey here, and here's the back, and it's got a content. You can see that. Content advisory warning, thank you. Basically saying that this movie has harmful views and all that stuff. And I think that's very important to address. And if it keeps these older films, you know, from being locked away forever, I'm okay with putting a content warning on anything. But yeah, Fantasia 2000, Celebrating Mickey, really good set. Love this one. Now we're on to Warner Archive. And this disc I've been looking forward to for a while. Dr. X. Out thrills them all. This is a 2-strip Technicolor horror film, so it has a very eerie look that you're just not used to, even from an older film. And this comes with the black and white version of this movie as well, with alternate, alternate angles and alternate shots, and commentary tracks, bonus documentary. Good disc, really good disc, definitely worth picking up. Continuing the Warner Archive is a disc I have not opened up yet because it came on my doorstep this morning, and that's The Colossus of Rhodes. Look at this big boy. A truly colossal motion picture! This one I picked up strictly because it is the first directorial credit. Did I hit myself on the Blu-ray? It's the first directorial credit of Sergio Leone. In case for those of you who don't know who he is, he directed a number of westerns, including, BAM! The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood, Lee Van Cleef, and of course, Eli Wallach. And directed by Sergio Leone, of course. This is the third film in the Man with No Name trilogy, Dollars trilogy, whatever you want to call it. It's Clint Eastwood in his poncho, at least poncho at the end of the movie. Great. Probably the best Western ever made. 4K release from Kino. I want to show this off too. Alternate cover as well. What a beaut. This is a 4K of the theatrical version, not the extended 179 minute versions, like really long, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's great that they have the theatrical version on there, but I also would have liked to have seen a 4K of the extended, but they did give people a poll saying, which one do you want? People picked the theatrical, and that's cool. And I actually don't watch the theatrical version that often anyway, so it was actually kind of a treat. But also looking forward to our upcoming episode that will feature The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So stay tuned for that. Normally, I do not talk about music or CDs, cassettes, and all that stuff. Because this is dealing with a movie soundtrack, I feel like it's appropriate. I might just talk about CDs and stuff anyway in this show. I don't know. Listen, there's no rules. This is only episode 2. This is Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Love, 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 love this soundtrack from the RZA. Like, look at this. This is beautiful. Look at the back. And this was from Rough Trade. This is not sponsored by them, but their customer service was really, really great. And then, not something that's new, but this is something that I've had in my collection for actually a while now, a couple months, but I wanted to show it off because I like Laserdiscs, as you know from the last episode. This is a Laserdisc of The Lost World from 1925. You know, Harry Hoyt film with special effects by Willis O'Brien, who did the effects for King Kong. You know the story. And it comes with a trailer, unique promotional film, excerpts from his films, yada, 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 special still frame library, whatever, and alternate soundtracks, which are cool. There's Ray Harryhausen, famous stop-motion animator with Mighty Joe Young. Here is a Laserdisc. Richard, I'm so sorry if I'm ruining the illusion, because there's the camera. Look at this thing. I mean, this is The Lost World, and I really want to get another Laserdisc player at some point because I think it's kind of a fun format to own. I love collecting Laserdisc as a format. I love Laserdisc. I got Star Wars on Laserdisc, all the, the original trilogy, Casablanca, King Kong, of course, Clash of the Titans. It's a great format. I like collecting in general. Anyway, what are your thoughts on my collection that I've shown off on this episode? Any favorites, any films you want to talk about, any fond memories? You guys posted some cool stuff on the last one, so if you want to post some cool stuff, let me know. Have some friendly conversation in the comments, and yeah, keep collecting.